Good morning to all. Behalf of SEEC management and our principal sir, respected HOD sir, I welcome you all for the Tech Series 4.30. Now, Preeti Suresh Kumar will introduce about our college and department.
Established in 1998, SA Engineering College is an autonomous institution under Anna University located near Thiruverkadu in Chennai and headed by Principal Dr. S. Ramachandran. Accredited by NBA and NAAC with an A grade, the college offers a range of full-time UG and PG programs including flagship courses like BTech, MCA, MBA, PGDM, and ME MTech. With 26 years of excellence, it has seen 20 student batches graduate. Founded by late Mr. D. Sudarsanam, the institution's governing board includes Chairman Mr. Dureswamy, Vice Chairman Mr. D. Parandaman, Secretary Mr. D. Dasarathan, Treasurer and Correspondent Mr. S. Amaranath, Joint Secretary Mr. S. Gopinath, and Director Dr. S. Sabarinath. The Department of Computer Science and Business Systems (CSBS) is a binary academic division designed to bridge the gap between the dynamic world of technology and strategic landscape of business. Our department is committed to nurturing innovative thinkers and problem solvers who are adept at navigating the complexities of the digital age. We aim to cultivate professionals who are not proficient in technical skills but also possesses a deep understanding of business operations and strategies. Our mission is to equip students with a comprehensive education that includes a solid foundation in computer science coupled with insights into business management, analytics, and entrepreneurship. Now, let me introduce Varsha for a small introduction about the chief guest.
I am honored to introduce Mr. Roy Anthony Arnold, a seasoned professional with over 14 years of experience in the IT industry. Mr. Arnold has excelled as an agile scrum master, business analyst, trainer, and coach. Currently, he is leading three agile scrum teams for a prominent retail client, where he serves as both scrum master and coach. Mr. Arnold has a remarkable track record in offering consultation for Agile Scrum and blockchain projects, fostering industry, academia collaborations, and training over 2,000 employees on Agile Scrum, DevOps, and blockchains. His continuous efforts in refining and evolving Agile Scrum processes have resulted in meeting 95% of project deadlines and boosting team velocity by 20%. I welcome you, sir, Mr. Roy Anthony Arnold. You may proceed to take over the session.
So thank you for the warm welcome. So shall I get started?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, sir. You can.
Just a minute. Yeah, just a minute. I'm sharing my screen. I need to do some changes. Just a minute. I have reopened my browser. Please, I'll rejoin. Am I audible? Is my screen visible? Anyone please confirm, is my voice audible to you? Is my screen is visible?
Yeah, it's audible, sir.
Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible? Are you able to see my screen?
No, sir.
Um, is now visible now? Is my screen visible now? Screen தெரியுதுங்களா? டக்குன்னு கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுங்க. Is my screen visible?
No, sir, it is not visible, sir.
சொல்லுங்க சார். நான் அதெல்லாம் கனெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டேன், பட் ஆனால் இதை ஸ்க்ரீன் ஷேர் பண்ண ஸ்க்ரீன் தெரியலன்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. அதான் பார்க்குறேன். கனெக்ட் ஆகிட்டான், பட் ஆனால் ஸ்க்ரீன் தெரியலன்றாங்களே. நான் என்டைய ஸ்க்ரீன் ஸ்க்ரீன் விசிபிளாக இருக்கா? இப்போ தெரியுதுங்களா?
Sir, yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Okay. So, good morning to all. Sorry for that the technical glitches. Okay. So today's topic of our discussion is data analytics in business system. Data analytics, hope you would have heard this term already in many places. In this session, I'll give an overview on data analytics part and how it will be useful for a business system, which we will discuss in this one. Okay. So when you say analytics, comes with a lot of data. So we collect data and then we process, and then out of which what is the decision, what is that recommendation is given by system, are we going to take it or not? But what is in this one, we are going to see in this order. why we are going for data analytics, and data analytics and types, then data analytics process. Then we are going to see some case studies. I have taken three case studies how these data analytics helped in retail industry. That is the plan for today's session. If there is any questions, you can ask me in between. You can. It would better if you speak because I can see the message chat window here directly. So if there is any question, you can, or if somebody let me know if there is any question in the chat. You can let me know that there is a question in chat, so that I can have a look at it to chat to answer the question. Okay. So if you take any business anywhere, right, the entire human life history take change is inevitable, right? Change is the only thing which is permanent, right? And those who are adapt change, they are rewarded. Those who are not accepting the change, or those who are not willing to take steps toward change, they go the way of dinosaurs. So I have taken some three examples in the industry, IT industry, or in our in the world, right, current situation. Three important stories where they didn't take the change process seriously. So first one is this is that command. It's been one of the. I'll tell you who said it. To iPhone, right? iPhone, the first version, the first edition of iPhone launched in the year 2007. Okay, and from that point onward, the smartphone industry, taken uh, into the world. So before that, there were many companies were in the the world were dominating the phone market. When iPhone launched, this is one of the command given by another mobile company, COO. So iPhone didn't look like a threat to the company's core business. This is what he mentioned when iPhone was launched. It wasn't secure. It had a rapidly battery drain and lousy keyboard. The command given by the COO Larry Conley of BlackBerry. So that time BlackBerry had worldwide around at least in US. In US they had around 45% market share. Okay, and remaining were captured by Nokia and other companies were there. The topmost leader is Nokia. Okay, but so what is that here is right. The BlackBerry they didn't see there is a change is coming. There is that iPhone. There is the iPhone is doing a revolution, and then the entire phone industry is going to change towards smartphone because that time the most secure phone for a business was the BlackBerry. Okay, and they didn't realize that it's going to change. Within a couple of years, that's going to be changed. So what happened is now if you take iPhone, whoever having iPhone, it's a kind of a symbol of status. If you are having an iPhone, then you are a big personality like that. So that is one point of time where any iPhone is there in the market, but that is different story. So the point number one here is the BlackBerry now nowhere in the market. They completely closed and they went out of business. This is one story. The second one is Kodak. Right, Kodak is an important company in photography, cameras, especially the film. They invented that film, and then they did a lot of new things into the photography field. And what is that interesting is Kodak didn't get into the digital photography. They thought film will be there forever, and they what is interesting is one of that person who worked in Kodak actually invented digital photography, digital camera, but they didn't take it forward. They didn't publish it, and now what is that happened is now Kodak is nowhere, completely bankrupt, and then they closed. So what is interesting? This is a story. There is a person called Steve Session, who is a Kodak engineer. He invented the first digital camera in 1975, but it was not published officially. So no one knows that a digital camera has been invented. And when he was showing the digital camera to the Kodak management, they mentioned that it is filmless photography. Okay, so they didn't like it actually. They said it's cute, but don't tell anyone about it, because they were making a lot of money with film photography, and they thought if we bring the digital photography, then that business began the film will go away, and they might lose the business, and that profit what they're making won't be there, like that they thought, and then they kept quiet. But what has happened is, 1981, Sony, they launched their official digital phone, that is, sorry, digital camera, officially. And now what happened is, Sony started leading the market from that point onwards. This was the camera which has been launched by Sony in 1981. But in 1975, imagine that if Kodak realize that we are entering a new era, and if we don't release the digital camera now, then we may go out of business. They never thought in 1975. So what happened is, in the by the time it's too late for them to realize to get into the competition, and then by 2012 they filed bankruptcy. That is, they went out of business. Okay, so what is that? Here is an example for missed opportunity. They had actual digital camera in their hand, but they didn't promote it. They didn't release it officially, and which was being captured by 1981 by Sony. And the third one, they're similar to same iPhone case, where we had the Nokia CEO. Hope if you search in Google, you might find it. We didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost. This was the last statement given by the Nokia CEO. So that Nokia was acquired by Microsoft. So the iPhone, right? When the iPhone launched, many company had faced a lot of issues. So one such company is Nokia. Nokia were using Symbian OS. They had a mobile OS called Symbian OS, and there is another OS called Bada. Then they moved to Java-based OS actually. But the Java-based OS was a failure for Nokia, and that time only Google launched Android operating system for mobile phone, specifically for mobile phone. And Nokia was not ready to accept their failure on mobile OS, and not ready to accept Android OS. And that time Samsung was trying to find a market share. This is a big competitor for Samsung was Nokia, because Nokia already had worldwide more than 50% of market share. Okay, Nokia was one of the famous phone. Anybody, if you ask any of your parents, they know about Nokia very well. So what happened is, they didn't learn from the mistake did by BlackBerry, and they committed to go their own way, and then they were forced to close the business. And this was a statement given by the CEO, Stephen Elop, that time, then CEO of Nokia. We didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost. Okay, so what is the right? Refuse to learn and improve from the other business what went wrong, and then they missed it. And from this scenario, these three case studies, what we can understand is, uh, when you are doing a business, if you don't change, you shall be removed from the competition, okay, automatically by some other one. Whether you are a big whether you're a big shot or a small company, doesn't matter, because Google was a very small company when they launched their browser, Google browser, right? But now Google is one of the most important company which you can't avoid, right? The same way Microsoft, all companies, they started very small. So if you don't change, you shall be removed from the competition. So that is where this analytics comes in picture. So the data analytics is helping the business to take informed decision with the data available. Are we doing a good business? Are we going the right direction? Is there any competition is coming in our way? Are we able to attract our customers? What we can do newly to attract customer? All these kind of things are comes under the data analytics. We collect data from the customers, 360-degree feedback we call it, from the seller, from the buyers, and from the retailers, from the supply chain teams. Everywhere we collect the information, and then act accordingly to bring value to the business. And that is what the ultimate aim of this session, how this data analytics is helping the business. Okay, so with that, from this, that is why we need data analytics. So whatever the advantage you have yesterday will be replaced with the new trends, a new technology, new addiction, or new generation, right? By tomorrow, that is whatever that you have today, the advantage will go out tomorrow. So you don't have to do anything wrong. If your competitors catch the way and do it right, then the business will go away. And that is where all companies, even though you are a big business, for example, maybe a Tata or any big company, they're still looking for new things to be there in the business, to make to retain their business and to retain their market share. Otherwise they have to close the company, bankrupt, and then go to some other business. So this is the by default. So when we are using data analytics, we gain a greater insight into target market. Are we reaching the right market? For example, now if you see the Indian two-wheeler companies are Bajaj, all these companies, they started moving their vehicles to other countries. They trying to sell their bikes to other countries. Earlier we were importing from other country, right? We were using importing foreign bikes. Now our Indian makers, motor companies, so they are trying to export and then try to sell. So here they take a lot of data analysis, and then they say which market is we can focus now, and what is the purchase behavior of the customer, or whether they need economical friendly bikes, or they need a sophisticated bike, or they need good quality bike. Based on that, they target the market accordingly. Like that, for any business, this data analytics has helped them to gain insight into the target market, and they launch there accordingly. And then the second important one is enhance the decision making capability. When we have more data, we can take better decision. So the analytics tool, we have a lot of tools, algorithms are behind the screen, which will do this work. And then where you be spending wasting the money, that can be reduced or avoided completely, and we can optimize it. So that informed decision we can take easily with this one. And then third important one is targeted strategies, marketing campaigns. For example, Tata Nano is a really good car. They tried, they really launched a very good car, but it failed miserably, in the market. One of the major reason for it, so it's a failed marketing campaign. So instead of promoting it as a quality car, secured or safety car, kind of one, they were marketed as a low priced car, and then anyone can afford the car, like that. They they went with this as a marketing slogan, so which backfired, because most of the people buy car for the social status, to show to that other people, right? I see I have a car, it's a really good car, right? There is a kind of maintaining a social status. So when they miss that marketing campaign with the wrong way of promoting it, that car completely a failure, not by the parts or that engine, but by that marketing strategy. So for that, this data analytics will help. What is the kind of how we can push the customer to go for that product, to buy it, and that innovative advertisements which you are seeing every day, TV, all those things are designed based on that analytics part only. How we can give an attractive ad, sentimental or psychologically, or how we can capture the market, or change the parent mind through child. So most of the advertisements, you can see, you will have a kids on that advertisement, right? Because one of the influence factor is through kids. When kids are asking something in most of the houses, the parents won't say no, so they try to push their campaign through kids. All these things are did through the analytics. And then an operational inefficiency, then we have and then supply chain finance optimization, all things, wherever we have inefficiency, that can be reduced, and then we can make it more profitable. Then a new product launches and new service opportunity, all those things are based on the customer demand. By analyzing the social network, what is the customer is requiring the new car, what are the new feature they are really liked in the current car. So whenever car launches the new car, immediately a lot of feedbacks will be there about the car in Twitter, Facebook, your YouTube, and then Instagram, all these things. So there is a separate algorithm behind the screen which will pull all the data of this, and they see what is the sentiment of the customer, whether they like the new car or not. If they like it, what is it one they really like it, and if they don't like it, which is the part they don't like it. All these things are being creating an opportunity for the business to give a new service. So based on that, I given two example. One is the gaming companies, right? They use data analytics to reward schedules. So see, when you're playing a game, right, if you are not playing the game continuously, the companies want to make a revenue. So their ultimate aim is to keep hooked on the game forever, right? So your levels are kind of easily computable, but when you are not completing it, they'll give some bonus or they'll give some booster kind of fun. And if it is going out of it, then you got to buy additional life. So if you are really addicted to the game, then you will use your actual money to buy the life, right? All those things are based on the analytics, whether this particular player will go for the actual money involved in that one or not. By the way you behave, by that the addiction you have, all those things are begin to screen, and then accordingly they will push the promotion. You will have a 20% off, 10% off, like that. The promotional will come on your screen, and then those who are really addicted, they go for it and they'll pay the money. And they that's how gaming companies make money behind the screen. Okay, and then another example is the YouTube, right? The content makers, they try to give very catchy headline so that you can click and then watch, right? And then they will be speaking again continuously without telling what is it exactly. And then at the end, towards the end only, they will reveal what it is they are talking about. And then so that, right, you will watch the entire video, and then they can make money out of it. So these are a kind of analytics they do, where and see, if you are doing the same trick again and again, you will not watch the video again. So next time they'll come with a different trick. Okay, so they will reveal some information at the beginning, and then they reveal the actual information at the end. If you watch that a lot of news video channel, right, the YouTube channel, they'll drag like this very long, and then they'll make you to sit and listen what is that, when the news is going to come, like that. And sometimes you may see that there is no relation within the title of the video and to the content of the video. So like that, make you to click and then watch. All these things are did through the data analytics. And YouTube doing analytics behind the screen, Facebook is doing analytics behind the screen, and every social network is doing analytics with the data which you are doing. So as a person, which information you like, and then similar information will be pushed into your screen to view. Right, all the analytics are behind the screen. Fine. So with this, a company can use the data analytics to make better business decisions, and to customer trends, and then market trends, and then whether the customer is satisfied or not. All right, or shall we go with a new product, new version, or a new service we can offer to the customer. All these things can be take an informed decision with the help of data analytics. Okay, so what are the types of these data analytics is, so from it, the data analytics refer to the science of analyzing raw data. You have a lot of raw data, analyzing it, and then we are trying to make conclusion out of that information, which is we make to say whether it's useful for the business to grow or not. Okay, so it's very simple. Analytics is very simple. That is science of analyzing the raw data, out of which we make decisions, to support the business which we are doing. Okay, so we have four types of analytics. The first one is descriptive analytics. So this analytics, right, will go with the data, and then mostly it will go with that past data, what happened over the given period. So with all the past data, whether that company made a profit or not, if they made a profit, how much they made a profit, and compared to last year, year on year profit, quarter on quarter profit, like that. All these things are based on that information, whether the sales will be is stronger than last month. All these things will comes under the descriptive analytics. Okay, so remember this, when we discuss about the case study, we will revisit again this one. So we have a lot of algorithm for each case. We are not discussing about the algorithm. It will be when you get into the engineering courses, or when you get into this machine learning part, you will learn all those things in depth. Okay, then second one is diagnostic analytics, where we'll say that what happened, and then we try to revisit why it happened, what are the information we can take out of it. So all that inputs, we will be do the analytics, and we try to create a hypothesis. Okay, why that sales affected? Is this because of the climate, or is this because of the low quality which we have produced, or which is the because of the competition, or is this because of the offers given by the competitors, or is this because of the mindset change of the customer. So like that we can able to do a diagnostic analytics, and then how we can change the market campaign, or how we can change the product quality, or how we can change the mindset of the no customer. All these things will come result of this this type of analytics, diagnostic analytics. Okay, and the third one is predictive analytics. So with the fast data, we try to predict what is going to happen in near term. That is the next quarter, next year. Are we going to be more profitable or not? Like trying to predict the future. So prediction always right. It's not an very sure. Right. If we have to make a model. A lot of models will be there, out of which we try to make a prediction. For example, when you type a word in the mobile phone, it will give an auto suggestion, right? It will give a lot of words auto suggestion. So if you are taking the first suggestion, then the prediction of that algorithm used in the mobile phone is really great. So if you are taking the second option or third option, then automatically it will try to re-improvise according to your own the customer experience. So the predictive analytics is from the past experience, from the past data, now what is going to be next, what might happen. So whether that when you are working with weather models, are we going to get a hot summer or going to rainy season, right? If it's rainy, are we going to get a very heavy rain? All these things can be trying under the prediction model. Okay, and the same way, like last year, we'll have a good sales or not, and then this kind of prediction we try to make prediction. Here it might go wrong as well, but right, if we made it correct, then follow up with right what went well, how we make it correct, like that, right? A lot of analysis will be there, follow up task will be there. And the fourth important one is prescriptive analytics. This is right, like mix of all the three, and then giving a suggestion, right? Recommendation, what you got to do. In the prediction is just a prediction, but here after it, right, it help you to make a decision, right? What is that recommendation? For example, if you take Amazon and a lot of online portal, the e-marketing portal, right? When you buy one item, it will suggest, right? Most of the people who bought this also bought this, like that it will give a suggestion, right? The recommendation will be there. You can buy this better than this, like that, right? You get a lot of recommendations. The recommendations are based on the behavior, past behavior, and then the prediction will go around behind the screen, and then there will be some recommendation. So with this information, you can decide whether to take recommendation or not. It's up to you, but the system will give you a recommendation. If the recommendation is good and then you want to take it, then you'll go for it. Otherwise you will not do it. So whether we can bid a project, upcoming project, if you are going to bid it, at what price, what will be the competitive price for that project, like that the system will tell you based on that past information. So these four analytics are the basic elements of business analytics. These four are the basic elements of your any business analytics system. Okay, so I'm repeating: descriptive analytics, the diagnostic analytics, and then predictive, and then prescriptive. So these four, and we have a lot of algorithms, a lot of models are there, which are not. We are not going to talk about it now. That if you more specifically going for data analytics course or engineering, where you will be studying all these things step by step. How we can create our own model, which can and do the prediction, which can give the prescription for the problem which we have. Okay, so there are four stages of data analytics process. First one is the data collection. The data collection, maybe internal or external, or all relevant data we can bring in, right? Any kind of data we can bring in. If it is relevant to that case which we have, we can bring it over there. That is the first one, data collection. And we have a various terms like data lake, a data warehouse, a data mart. Different terms are there, and all these are not same. These are a different meaning, different purpose. That is again out of the scope of today's session. So first is to collect the data, and then we have to clean the data and then organizing them in the right structure so that we can interpret and analyze the data. So the data organization and analysis is the second stage, second step. And then third one is build the model and the test the model. And once that testing is done, we try to deploy that model to use it for the real-time purpose. We'll have some criteria like accuracy is more than 75 or 90 percentage or 95 percentage. We can set some accuracy, and then how much data we have, whether we have 1 petabyte data or 10 petabyte data, like that we can have some kind of constraint or specific criteria to take that model into the real time. Okay, so we are going to develop the model, test the model, and then if everything is fine within that the criteria which we have, then we deploy it in the real time. That is the third stage. If suppose that the deployment is not happened, means that model is not good or the testing is failed, so what is it, we revisit and then we try to with some other approach, some other method. There is a lot of methods are there. We try with some other method to give a better model, and then we try to increase the accuracy of the result or better performance. We try to create, and then once it is been accepted, then we will deploy it for the real time. Like for example, ChatGPT, if you take, right, there is a different version, right? So each version they were improvising and then they're launching the new version. If you take not only ChatGPT, any application, anything, always they come with a new version, right? And the last one is the action is based on the information which we have taken out of this model, the recommendation or suggestion, whatever that one, we bring it to the leadership. The leadership, the company or business leadership, will get to look into that insight, and they try to make a choice which is suitable for the business, suitable for the company, for the betterment of the company, right? Whether to launch a new product or to market a new marketing strategy or to capture a new marketing space or the right time to launch a product. All these things are being comes under the action which is going to be taken by that business. Okay, now we are going to see some of the case studies, okay, hereafter. Before that, right, the final stage, how the data analytics are helping the business. I'm just giving a high level overview. The first one is, right, informed decision making. As already mentioned, that with the data, it's going to help the business to take informed decision making. That is, you are not taking decision out of thin air or with your guesswork. Instead of doing guesswork or intuition, we go with the actual fact, the data, and then we are taking decision based on that. Then identifying the opportunity. That helps to identify the opportunity where we can launch the product, where we can use this campaign, or where we can bring this future, all this thing, or creating an opportunity. Then customer insight. What is their preference? What is the age group is logging into the portal? Which age group is buying this item more predominantly? Like that, we can take more customer insight, and then operational efficiency, reducing the bottlenecks where the supply chain, when you have a supply chain, the product need to be released or manufactured in time. Suppose if there is a bottleneck, then there will be a lot of delay will be there. If the delay is too high, then the company will not make profit. So it helps to remove the bottleneck, and it helps the business to optimize. All these comes under the operational efficiency. Then the risk management and personalized marketing. This is what happening with your social network, your Facebook or the YouTube, or if you take anything, they are coming with the personalized marketing. And then when you are having data analytics in hand, then you have a competitive advantage. So before your competitors are launching a new product, you can launch that product, and then you can make it to happen. For example, recently I saw one ad, right, where ICICI Lombard were launching that new medical insurance policy called Elevator, where they are bringing an AI-based prediction-based algorithm. They're suggesting, right, what is the good for that, and then which means the company who is coming with the AI-based solution initially will be the trendsetter, and then other companies will be following it. So there is a competition advantage, because you launch that product first. It's not only for that; it's for everyone, right? For autonomous cars, and then a new model of car, new model that the bike, right? CNG gas bikes have been launched, right? Any new product launch, you have an advantage if it has been successful. And then resource allocation is all these are the major part, and for this only, we use the data analytics for the business. Okay, fine. So before we get into this part, let me show you, right, some of the items. One major, I don't know whether it is going to be visible to you. Let me know whether that browser is visible to you. Okay. Uh, is my browser visible now? Is the YouTube is visible? Someone please confirm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is one documentary in the YouTube you can find called "The Secret Rules of Algorithm." So here I'm just playing one video. I don't know whether the audio is going to be there for you or not. I'll play just a little bit. And this is the logic behind your Netflix. Netflix used machine learning algorithm, customized view. So whenever you open the Netflix, according to your preference, so that the movies series will there differently. So each one of you will have a different home screen in Netflix. Is the audio is coming for you?
Yes, sir.
So this is the algorithm behind the Netflix concept. Okay. Okay, so this is that one I just wanted to show you. Okay, so similarly, you will be having a lot of analytics are big in the screen. So now here I'm focusing only on the retail part. So during pandemic time, hope you know, right, almost every stores are closed and no sales and nothing is happened. So during the time, the data analytics part, with the help of this, there is a lot of suggestions being given by the system, and then people are thinking about, right, how we can approach it. One such is called a dark store. Okay, so they try to come with that concept. The dark store is, there will be a location. The items will be there, but no customers are allowed to purchase indirectly, which means that no need to have an AC air conditioned, no need to maintain the customer, all those things. Still they can make a business out of it because of this COVID guideline. You are not allowed to go around, right? So that time this dark store concept came in picture. So how it is, right? We'll have machineries to pack everything. There'll be less human inside the store, and then the place, right, where we'll be having that machineries will do the packaging, everything, and then we'll have a website to order, our mobile app or website to order the items, and then based on that it will be packaged, and then all the retail, most of the retail brands, they have their own dark store. That is, they have
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
Only your WhatsApp screen is visible, sir. Are you sharing anything else?
Yes. Did you watch that? Is it coming now?
Ah, yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, is it visible now? The screen?
Yes, sir. The screen is visible.
Is it visible now? Screen?
No, sir.
Somebody please confirm whether it's visible or not.
Not yet visible, sir.
Is it visible now?
No, sir.
Is it visible?
No, sir.
Can someone verify it? தெரியுதா இல்லைன்னு சொல்லுங்கண்ணா, அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி கண்டினியூ பண்ணுங்க.
No, sir. The screen is not visible, sir.
Screen visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so during pandemic time, we had this dark store concept has been used by most of the retail company. Okay, so they had a their room separate, you know, the area where they stored all their items, the storage place alone, but there is no customer allowed to buy any items. So they had a mobile app or online, web app through which you can make order like like Amazon kind of one, and then they'll have their locations called as dark stores because it is closed, always closed, but only for packaging and sending it, but not for customer buying it from there, not like our mall which we have DMart kind of one, right, where we can go and buy. Not like that, we'll have a big room will be book, a big building will be there where you'll have all automated machines will working on it. So with this, they utilize their space with a lot of machines, reduced human involvement in packaging it, so that they can avoid that COVID, bacteria kind of one, and then they can send it to the customer place. And there is a different version has been there. So approaches being followed, three different approaches. We'll see one by one. The first one is during that pandemic time, they had a pickup location, so the customer can give the order, and they can mention where they'll come and collect. They don't need to go to the actual company, but instead of that, company will have a lot of pickup location or pickup locations within city, and the customer can go near to their place and they can take it like a container or a small a kind of, you can see the picture, right? They'll had a robo inside to pack item and then send everything. They had a robot inside. Now here a lot of analytics involved again. For robo itself, you need a analytics whether you're moving in the right direction and putting the item, and then which is the nearby location for the customer to collect the item, and then how free, whether that enough storage is been there. So how will be, right, there will be a locker will be there. The delivery stop will be putting the item into the locker, and then the locker is going to be digital locked. So only the customer can open that lock by using the key, which will be sent as an information to their mobile app. By using that, they can unlock and they can collect their item from that particular store. So here, this is the model they followed, which we called as, right, you know buy online, pick up in store model. So you'll be making order, and then you have to go and pick up the item in person, right? Not they won't deliver it to your home, but instead of that, you can go and pick up, because if need to be delivered means somebody need to hand over the item again. That the pandemic time, you'll be having that COVID issue, right? That time they had a location where you have to go and pick up the item. So it's been ensured that no human touch or contact during the process. Okay, similar to a lens card we have, right? You can order the lens card or a Titan Eye online. You can make that your spectacles, and then you can go and collect it from their nearby showroom, and then you can test it there, and then you can come back to your home. Or if you don't want it, you can ask them to deliver it to the home also. Both are available. So similar to that, being adapted during this pandemic time. So this, and the robot where picking intelligent mobilities will be in analytics involved in robot picking, and then where which region we have more customers, shall we increase the more pickup point there or not? All those kind of decisions you can make out of the data which is being collected from the system. So the data analytics will help us on that part. Okay. Then the second model was called curbside pickup delivery model. So here, what is that is similar to the previous one, but here you'll be having your own vehicle to collect the item. So which means you will be making that order in the online, and then you will be having your vehicle, car or truck you can bring in, where that the like for example the T-Mart or Reliance store, like, right, where that staff will pull in that in the all that item which you have ordered, and then they'll be loading into the truck, and then you can take it to back to your home. So which means that once you ordered, they will send a message within, once all the items are packed and ready, they will send a message come and collect it, within the some day time they will mention it, and then you have to go there with your car, and then you can take the item. And there is another one is, this robo, that the cart has been there. So this cart won't come to your location, but there'll be fixed location where where this cart will come and wait for you. So if it is not possible for you to come with your vehicle, then they are sending this robo cart to the specific locations where it will take all the item. Once you reach that cart, you have to use your mobile app to unlock and to take the items out of it. So that we call it as a buy online, pick up at curbside. Right. In India, this model is not been there, but imagine that in DMart, if you go there, you'll be spending a lot of time in purchasing item, right? If imagine the DMart is giving a facility like you can do the order online, and then once it has been packed and everything, then you can take your car there, and then they will, you can take all the items from the stop, will be put in that tray, and then you can package, put all the item into the car, and then you can start from there. So this would be more useful, right? That is where this model is being adapted in many countries, picking that and then making customer to come to the store regularly. So here are this robot driven. Again, you have a GPS connection will be there, and then it will go and wait for that respect location. It will go to the door delivery. That is a different concept. Okay, this is the second model, curbside pickup delivery model. And then third one is which is what used in nowadays mostly. That is a quick commerce. Your Swiggy, Zomato, then the vegetable being delivered like Zipto. All these are comes under this one. So when you are making an order, then they will be delivering it into your home within that location. This is the third model, quick commerce delivery model, which is being adapted now. And most of that, I think nowadays, many people started using these services to buy, online food, or the vegetables or fruits in a big basket. All those things are happening now, right? And for vegetables, there is a kind of Septo. I think they are giving it half an hour, within half an hour it will be delivered to your home, like that, right? So all this, and that's where we come with this robo delivery. This kind of robo small carts are been in manufacture, which will do the door delivery. Okay, I'll play. And also the drone. Now the drones are coming in picture in Europe and then American. A lot of there they are started creating the drone delivery points in front of their home, in to for the drones to make the delivery easy. They're making separate places for drone delivery. Earlier they had a post box outside, right? Similar to that. Now they are making provisions to for the drone to drop the items there. Okay. So let me play one video for that. Then we can come back again. Can see?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so this is that one model. Okay. So we have been predicting that will be by 2024. That is by end of this year. In India alone, we'll be having some market share around 1,40,000. Sorry, 1,20,000 crore of market share is going to be there. That's why all big retail companies are coming to India and they're trying to have their business there, right? Then the one step ahead, right? The Amazon is is coming with that a different retail shop, okay, which is being launched and then being successfully going on in US, and where they use prediction algorithm, computer vision, all these things are involved in this one. So let me play this video. Is it visible? I don't know. You can see it here.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, so this is the one of the major problem in most of the mall. That is your D-Mart, or if you go to big store, you'll have a lot of options, lot of varieties to choose. You'll be having a shopping cart. You can pick the items, and then the biggest problem after that is waiting in the billing. Waiting in the billing, and there'll be a big queue will be there, and then you have to wait, and then it will take more than 50% of time which you took for purchasing the item. Suppose if you go in for buying some 4 or 5 items, then you'll be waiting in the queue for a very long time. So to avoid that only, Amazon came with this idea, right? No, there is no checkout, no register concept. Okay. So this is one example. So which means that there is, whenever there is a problem, or we come with a new service line. So here, if you see that example, whatever we discussed so far, where we had prescriptive analytics, and then the suggestions, recommendations, right? That will be there, and then your predictive, right? Whether to what kind of offer will be there, or the customer will like this offer or not. So based on how much frequently you are searching for an item, you are visiting, and then suddenly you'll see the notification. Today is special offer, 20% off, 30% off, like that. There will be some off will be there for you to buy. So to predict that, if that price has been reduced, probably the customer might buy. If that prediction has happened, then the system will give the suggestion, will pop up to you, or there is a one plus one. That is, if you buy one, another one is free. These kind of thing are customized, recommendation, customized offer are being pushed in by these online companies. That is your Amazon, like online platforms. They are started giving customized offers to the customer. So when we go with this one step more than that, so what is shown here, the rethink retail here is one step more than and what we had is the data analytics. Analytics is the data, but here is a live feed, which is comes under the next stage. That is your artificial intelligence, deep learning algorithms are involved in that part. Okay, fine. So the next major problem is return abuse. That is the final part of today's presentation. The return abuse is one of the major problem. I don't know how many of you know about this return abuse category. That is, whenever you are ordering an item, if it is not good, if you don't like it, you can return it back. Amazon or Flipkart, they you have a 7 days return policy, 10 days return policy, like that will be there. So you can return the item back to the Amazon, and you can get your money back. But there are people, they misuse this return abuse. There is return policy has been misused by a lot of people to make advantage of it. Okay, that is where we call it as a return abuse problem. So almost all online retail companies are having this problem, and data analytics is there involved in helping the companies to make identify who is fraudster, who is the genuine one in asking for the refund. Okay, so uh, so when you are or the customers are trying to make advantage of the return policy, if there is any clause has been missed or some conditions are being not correct, then taking advantage of it, and then taking many money out of out of from the retailers, from the online retailers, which has been the real problem. So there is a lot of different cases are there. So you might think it's very simple, right? When you are sending, suppose you order for one t-shirt, and then you are trying it in your home, and then you see it is the quality of the material is bad, or the size is not fit, then you will send it back to the retailer, online retailer like Amazon or any other company for that matter, and then you will get your money back, or they will send another goods to you with the right size or the right good quality fabric. So either they send a new item or they'll send a money back to you. So it's very looks very simple, and you may think that is what is the problem, how there is going to be an abuse is going to happen. But actually in US alone, right, they had in almost $25 billion it has been lost because of this return abuse. That is wrong returns are giving that making advantage of this return policy, and then making money out of it. There are people are involved, and it's a kind of big problem for most of the online companies. Okay. So 90% customer want the refund, generous refund and return policy. But what is the problem is, right, almost in 2020, during the pandemic time, almost that 25.3 billion dollar amount is been wasted or been taken by the fraudulent customer, claiming that wrong return, and then they abused the return policy, and they made money, and the company's been lost the money to these people. So just imagine $25 billion being gone out of their packets. So how this happened is, you know it's called organized retail crime, the ORC. So there is there are people, they sit and plan, and then they cheat the system and they take money out of it. And if you watch movie, there is one Tamil movie is there, Kannam Kolayadithal, right? If you watch the movie, which is an example for this organized retail crime, where that the hero is involved in this crime, and then it is, you may think, right, if you watch the movie, they'll buy a actual laptop, and they'll remove that original spare part from the laptop. They will again fix it with that old item or low quality items, and then wrap it neatly, and they will send it back to the online retail customer, right? They'll send it back, and they'll get the money back as well. So there is a two things. There is, they are getting their money back, but what is most important is they removed all the original parts out of that, and then refilling it with that fake one. All right. And now imagine that when you are sending it back, in the, suppose you may say Amazon is getting it back, and then they will put it in the shelf. When somebody is again asking for a laptop, they will send that laptop again, because for them that seal is intact and everything is intact. They don't see it's been malpractice. Then the person who bought that laptop, which will be failed within 1 week or 2 weeks of time. Now it's a bad name for the Amazon, bad name for the computer brand, that model brand. And if they take it to the the model brand for the warranty and all, they will be losing their money, because everything is looks original, and they might have to give a replacement, or the money is being lost for that. This is, we call it as a return abuse. Okay. And there is a different types are there. So that friendly abuser, a serial abuser, and then professional fraudster. That is what comes under the ORC. That is organized retail comes under the professional fraudster. Okay. That is different styles are there. We're going to see the important part. One is receipt fraud, friendly fraud, and then fraud robbing, renting, returns fraud, and then repeat offenders. Okay, these are some important category. Now, based on that customer behavior, customer return pattern, then how frequently he is returning, what is the worth of money he is returning, and all these things are being captured in the system. And with the analytics, the system will say whether this is a genuine return or not. If that is that kind of fraudulent, or there is a possibility of making there some kind of fraud, then it will alert that system, and then the people monitor is there if something has happened there in that particular item. So first one is your receipt fraud, which is giving the wrong receipt. Now we have Gen AI are there. So using that, they create a lookalike actual receipt, and then they send it back, and they then if it is a manual processing, if there is a manual processing involved, they think it's original, and then they'll give the money back, and then they lost their profit. Okay. Then the friendly fraud is taking the advantage of that the goods and services offered by that particular online company or the retail company, right? They say that they'll make an order, they receive it, but they say that they'll tell that, no, I didn't receive it. We are not there in my home. It has been locked, and then someone is took the item, and kind of they give a false claim, and then they try to get a new item, or they try to get a refund for it, which has happened earlier. But nowadays the rules are been stringent, strict, very strict. Now it is too difficult to do this one. It is called friendly frauds. And then the wall dropping is what very commonly most people do. If there is a important function is there for a festival, then there are people, they will order high quality or good quality dress, and they will wear it, and they'll make sure that it has been used properly, no stain or nothing is happened to the dress. Once that festival is over, then they will pack it nicely, and they will send it back to that one. I don't like it, the size unfit, or the model I don't like it, or something like that. Give the reason, and they'll send it back, and then they'll get the money back. So usually there is a 7 days, 10 days return policies. That means they'll make sure that within the time they utilize that product once or twice, and then they pack it nicely, and then send it back to the online company. And now what will happen is the other side, they won't check it whether it has been used or not. This is unable to predict, because if the person has used it very carefully, and then no stain, no color change or something will be there, and everything is clean and tidy, and then automatically they'll accept it's a new product, and they'll send it to someone else to buy it. And these kind of things are very common. And nowadays they have a kind of a strict platform fee. Avoid this kind of one. So when you are making an order, then you can't get that money back. Whether you are returning it, then you will not get that money back, like that. So they are bringing a lot of small things to make it to stop this kind of behavior from the customer. And then the returns fraud, right? That is what comes under the that movie I told, right? Where they're replacing that with a low quality product, and then taking money out of it. That is one. And then doing this again. And so if we are doing it again, what will happen? The system will notify this person is doing it purposefully. So to avoid that, they come with a different identity, right? They won't do it regularly, like once in a year or once in 6 months they come and they do bulk purchase from different IDs, right? And then they do. And another way of doing it is having different mail accounts, different in locations, and then it is unpredictable, whether the customer is genuine or not, because there is no data available for the system to track. So this comes under this category. Okay. So from the data, 41% of people do friendly fraud, and 51% in refund abuse. And these are the trend from the based on the previous history. Now this descriptive analytics, right, or diagnostic analytics. What went wrong, why this is happening. So you can see that, right, the refund abuse is almost 51%. Okay. So this is being avoided with the help of analytics. But the problem is, right now the Gen AI, like Open Chat GPT, there is a dark web Chat GPT equivalent, Fraud GPT, Warm GPT, dark web, all available in the dark side. So they will create a lookalike, a similar kind of receipt of Amazon or Flipkart or some other company. So no one can say that it's a fake one. Kind of once it's ready, then they can paste it nicely, and then they sell it to the some other people. For example, if you see a lot of YouTube videos will be there, right, where someone will be telling that you received a package, and the person says, I didn't order anything. How will you get? No, you can see that, ma'am, your name is there, and then your receipt, everything is there. You can see someone is sent this to you, and you need to pay, in cash, something like that. They'll say we have an offer, that's why you were sent like that. They try to get money with that. So most of the time we don't know this is something is exists there. So people think, okay, somebody sent, and then if you pay the money by cash and the collected item, then they made money out of it. So by giving it a fraudulent product to you, mimicking it as an actual product one. So this is creating that more problem now for the online retailers. Okay, and still we have a lot of systems to identify if these kind of scams are happening. There is a systems are involved to see what is been, what is the customer behavior, what he is doing. Right after that one, is there any transaction happening, any crypto transaction, any, and then if there is a doubt, then the screenshots are taken by, because when you're installing an app, there is a lot of permission it lasts. It lasts for a camera, it lasts for mic, all kind of permission it lasts. If there is a doubt, then they'll take a screenshot of your mobile phone and they'll send it to further processing to see whether you are a fraudulent person or not. So there is some systems that begin the screen like this, what I'm showing here, which will tell that whether that person is genuine person or not. The systems will monitor and then give the input to the people. So this is what I covered here so far is for the retail business. Okay, so that's it for the session, and you can see because of this written abuse, companies are coming with a different written policy nowadays. You can see this is, so one thing happened during that you know a lockdown time period. One major company where they had a manual claim process, they lost almost $58 million every year during that period. Right now, what will happen? Actually, the company went on bankrupt after that. So because of this particular part. So to avoid that, the Sephora is one of the leading company in the market. Now they are coming into Indian market as well. Sephora is one of the beauty product in world renowned beauty product company. So they change their return policy status. You can see here, Sephora monitors return activity for abuse and reserves the right to limit returns or exchange at Sephora in all instances. Which means that what they do analytics with your data, and if they find that you are an abuse, you are doing a return abuse, or you are a fraudulent person, then they have the right not to give a return or not to exchange the item or not to send the money back to you. So like that, these companies are coming with the new return policy guidelines to avoid this return abuse, money loss. Okay. So to avoid this return abuse, this has been used by the most of the retail company, online retail companies, to avoid this return abuse problem. Okay. So that is why most of the time they will not send money back. Instead, that they'll add the credits to the account, the wallet, so that you can use it to buy some other item. Okay, if you are looking for money, you will not get that money in some online portals. You can get only as a credit, right? And then you can use the credit to buy the items. All these are a solution for this problem. Okay, so the last slide, final slide. So with the help of this business data analytics in business system, right, we can reduce the cost, improve the efficiency, and we can make better decisions, then make a business more competitive and increase the revenue. Right, this entire thing is being supported by your data analytics for any business. If the system can give only suggestions, predictions, and the data recommendation, but the management or the business leadership to act on it. If they delay decisions are not going to be useful for the company. Okay. So that's it. If there is any questions, you can ask.
Hello, sir. Sir, in one of the comment, there is a question that what is the purpose of quick commerce?
Okay, so let me stop sharing. If there is any questions, you can ask me. If no question, then that's it from my end. Thank you all for joining this session, and it's I think about time to take lunch. So, thank you all.
Hello, sir. Thank you for this wonderful session. I would like to give a vote of thanks from my side. It is my distinct honor to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks to Mr. Roy Anthony Arnold for conducting this enlightening tech series on data analytics in business systems. Your deep knowledge and ability to demystify the intricacies of data analytics have provided us with invaluable insights and practical tools to enhance our business systems. So, your dedication to delivering this series with such clarity and enthusiasm has made complex concepts as accessible and engaging for all of us. We have gained a deeper understanding on how data analytics can drive strategic decision making and improve cooperational efficiencies with our organizations. So, on behalf of everyone present, I express our profound gratitude to you, Mr. Arnold. Your commitment to education and your willingness to share your experience have made this series a tremendous success. We look forward to applying the lesson learned and hope to participate in more of your insightful sessions in the future. Thank you once again, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable session, sir.